So the busy period continues as Forest shift their attention from a Europa League win to a Premier League match. Welcome to Forest versus Brighton. Hi guys, hope you're doing well and welcome to the preview for Forest versus Brighton. Coming up, we'll give you the latest injury news as Sean Dyche has put a few feelers out. No official press conference, but we've been able to get some quotes for you. I'll go through the predicted team, how this is going to line up, and what do we expect against Brighton. So if you're enjoying the content, as always, do us a favour, please hit the like button. Make sure you're subscribed if you're new here. And in the comments, let me know the most important question now. Should the beard go or should it stay? Let me know in the comments. Beard yes or beard no. Okay, let's jump into this. So, Forest have gone 3 in a row. It's 3 of everything. 3 points, 3 points, 3 points, 3 goals, 3 goals, 3 goals, 3 in a row. And things are looking good. So, can we go and make it 4? Well, Brighton and Forest, we all know what happened last season, 7-0. If I remember rightly, I think memory isn't great these days, was after we'd just lost 5-0 to Bournemouth away. So it was a good, quick response. Brighton are floating quite high in the table. They're 6th in the league. They seem to be very strong at home and tend to draw most of their games away. I think they've only lost like 1 in their last 8 matches. So they're on a decent run right now. I believe Matoma is out for them. Danny Welbeck is scoring goals. They're just an inconsistent team. It's just hard to get a read on them. And that's why Forest need to focus on Forest. So let's start with the injury updates. So the key ones that we're concerned about is obviously Morgan Gibbs-White and Murillo. So I got some quotes here from Sean Dyche. He says, Morgan Gibbs-White, Dyche expresses hope that the influential midfielder will be fit to play on Sunday after missing the Europa League fixture against Malmo, and it's with a back injury. That's what we believe the injury was, a little strain or something like that. Maybe he slept wrong, who knows. So he said, he describes it as a waking up sort of injury, like a bad back, and said they are hopeful that this will be right at the weekend as it settled down quickly. So Morgan Gibbs-White, I think, will be fit to play. Now, on Murillo, what's been reported is the defender was feeling his hamstring after the 3-0 win, but the manager stated that Murillo should be fine for the Brighton match. So we're going to work on those assumptions. The other one that we got an update for you guys on is Chris Wood. Striker is ruled out for the Brighton game due to his knee injury. Dyche said it's in a settling down, requires a settling down period, and it's currently a waiting game with no time frame on his return. So that one actually looks like it could be a lot longer. So those are the main injury updates. Backward, not quite back. Douglas Luiz, not quite back. I believe they're both still with the sports scientist team, is what Dyche said. And one player I do want to see is Hutchinson, but we'll get into the team sheet. Let's do it now. In fact, let's do it now. So while we switch across, another quick favour, if you don't mind. We got our second channel, the Footy Network. That's growing nicely, thanks to you guys. I've got my weekend predictions there, so if you want to check those out and tell me how right or wrong I am with them, you can scan that QR code or click on the link that's pinned in the comment. Please do subscribe to it. You guys do great things for us. Thank you so much. So, into the team. So this is the team that started against Malmo. Now, I think easy one to say is that Sells will come back in for John. I thought John was fine because he had nothing to do. Dream game for a goalkeeper there. And as I say, we're working on the assumption that Murillo's fit. So I think Morato comes out, Murillo goes back into midfield, and then my boy Nico Williams will come in at left back. Zach Albert, I thought was really good. A lot of promising signs there. But it will be Savono who comes in here, who was rested for the Malmo game. In midfield, I know a lot of you are glazing Yates, but let's be real, Yates still isn't a starter. I say he's probably number 4 in a midfield list. For me, it would go Anderson, Douglas Luiz, Sangare, then Yates. And I've liked this partnership between Sangare and Anderson, and I think they will both come back in. I think that's a near certainty. And then I don't think McAtee will start. It should be Gibbs-White, subject to the back injury. Dominguez will be rested. Now, the reason I'm saying some of these things is because if you can take You can take some clues from the substitutions we saw against Malmo. Dominguez ended up staying on. Sangare came off. Yates stayed on. So the fact that Yates stayed on, you can assume that Sangare will start ahead of him, for example. I think we will finally see Hutchinson starting on the right-hand side. And the other thing I would say is, although I thought Callum Hudson-Odoi did well, what surprised me was that he wasn't taken off. Now, that to me implies that they just wanted to put minutes in him, knowing they weren't going to risk him on Sunday, which will mean I think Ndoi comes in on the left-hand side. And then Callum Mwendo, he did come off for Jesus, but Jesus had a very gentle run around, I think saving himself for this game on Sunday. And I think that will be the team. I think it's actually getting quite easy to predict until we see the likes of Douglas Luiz back, until we see Bakwa back, etc., etc. But Hutchinson has to start for me on this one. I've seen too much of him already that I like, and I want to see him given a start. Now, some people say, okay, he's been a very good impact sub. Let's keep it at that. Keep him impacting the impacts. I think he's done enough to get in ahead of a Hudson-Odoi or an Ndoi on that right-hand side, or even a Dominguez who's played many minutes. Just makes more sense for me if we play two wingers rather than this adapted Dominguez winger thing that Sean Dyche has been doing. So that's the team I think it will be. Do you guys agree or not? Now, what I will say is if Gibbs-White isn't fit, I probably would prefer to do something like this. So I would take Gibbs-White out, well, if he's injured. I'd drop Jesus into the 10, and then I'd play Callum Mwendo in front of him. I kind of want to see Jesus in the 10 and see what he can produce. He's coming in deep anyway, so why not test it out and see what happens? But I'll be very surprised if Gibbs-White and Murillo don't both make it. So I think we will see what I had there. Do you agree or not? Let me know in the comments. So how does this one play out? As I said, I can't really get a read on Brighton. Sometimes they look unplayable, sometimes they look crap, sometimes they just look average. Again, I think Forest just need to focus on what we do. It's that simple. There's a good vibe right now going on. 3 wins in a row. Can we push it to 4? A lot of you guys get your predictions in the comments of saying that, yeah, we're winning this one. That kind of talk does start to worry me. I remember West Ham earlier on in the season and we had that kind of conversation and we all know what happened there. But I just think we're in a different place right now. Forest squad, I keep saying, is good enough to win plenty of Premier League matches, good enough to compete and maybe even win the Europa League match. And I think we're starting to see them do what they should have been doing from the start of the season before all the Nuno shenanigans started. So I'm actually quietly confident on this one. I think it'll be narrow though. I think Forest will win this 2-1 or maybe 1-0. It'll be a tight game, but I would like a 1-0. I think another clean sheet, another goal, things are looking rosy, and then we roll into Wolves, and then maybe we're talking about 5 in a row. And then we're getting way ahead of ourselves. But I'm going to go 2-1 to Forest. Get your predictions in down below. So go check out TFN. There's a video waiting for you guys there if you want some more content. Let me know your score predictions, but most importantly, beard on or off. Get your comments in. Please make sure you've hit the like, make sure you're subscribed, and we'll see you on the next video. Come on, you Reds.